Okay, welcome everybody, and welcome to those that are on the Zoom. I'd like to call to order our meeting on July 29th for the Three Rivers Board of Directors meeting at the Event Center and in Zoom. Introductions around the room. Start with Mike.
Mike McAdams.
Kyle Thompson. Dave Towery.
Steve Grenia.
Ed Beechek, and online we have
Tom McGuire.
Awesome. Let us know how we're doing with the we're at the Event Center for the first time in a while, and just a quick shout out. The tile looks great in here, and it's definitely done a nice job. So for the crew that did that, awesome. I appreciate that, Mike. Very nicely done. Thank you. All right. We have a quorum. Is that correct, Steve? Excuse me, Dave?
Yep.
You have a quorum. Awesome. So a quick announcement for those that are here, public testimony sign-up sheet. Zoom hand raisers will be given the opportunity as well during the public testimony. There will be no comments for during the board meeting discussions unless specifically requested by the board, and we will do so as we need. And with that, when we get to the public testimony, we'll have 5 minutes. And I've got my timer all set. So off we go. So first off, President's message. I say this every time, and I will be between now and our annual meeting. Three main goals. A reasonable and responsible increase to our dues for our operating general operating budget. Separate approval to the membership for our road assessment, reasonable and responsible, separate. And also our marina rights agreement. We will have a document prepared and ready for membership approval at the annual meeting. We are going to add one fourth item that will be coming up for the annual meeting, and that will be the approval for the membership of the CCRs. The document was from 2008, and Randy and Joe Parrott have done a nice job preparing for that. There will be a workshop announcement coming up a little bit later, but that will be the fourth item that we'll be voting on the annual meeting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump right into the board members have submitted their consent agenda, which included the minutes, financials, and also minutes, financials, and what's the third? Well, I'll need the case. So they have submitted them, and so we just need a motion from the floor for the approval. I just need a motion for approval for those for the consent agenda to be approved. So I just need a motion from the floor.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda. This is Kyle Thompson.
As submitted, yeah.
As submitted.
I approve. Mike McAdams.
Oh, we need a second.
I'll second. Mike McAdams.
And a vote.
Kyle. Yes. Steve.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
Tom.
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Awesome. Okay, with that, I'd like to go right to the, we're moving this up to the beginning of the agenda. So for those that wish to have comments, this is the time. So sign up sheet, thank you, Mary. Did you want a public testimony? So Mary Graft is up first. She's got 5 minutes, and please.
Okay, I'm a member of the Jefferson County Amateur Radio Net, and we maintain an association with and are prepared to primarily aid Jefferson authorities with emergency communications. We were requested back in May to determine if we could provide a relay of communications between Perry South and the Jefferson County Sheriff Department in the event of fire or emergency, because they were having difficulty doing such. We conducted a exercise on June 14th in which I participated, and I parked in various areas within Three Rivers. One up on the top, just past that way lane on the right-hand side before you go down the hill, and also down in the Three Rivers Marina over by the boats. The test was successful. We were able to clearly communicate and relay from Perry South to Three Rivers, and I was able to communicate to Round Butte and the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department directly. What we are requesting of Three Rivers Board is a gate code for the under the emergency preparedness or emergency communications for the members in our net. And the approval to potentially park overnight in the marina parking lot in the event that we were called out for an extended period of time. Because there are signs all over the place down there that says no parking overnight. So, and it would be an active situation where people were there either in a trailer that has the antennas and stuff, or potentially in their trucks or cars, where they would be there and communicating with the fire departments and sheriff departments. So those are basically two asks. One for the gate code, in which I will provide the names of the people who would be using that, as well as potentially license plate numbers. And then again, the ability to park down there overnight when we're requested by Jefferson County Sheriff's.
Excellent. Any questions for Mary?
I do have a question. There's a little trailer there now and has been there for a while, right at the top of This Way, That Way. Is that what we're using, or something different?
Different from that. I don't know what that is. I suspect that has to do with the weather pictures that we get that are part of WebFormix.
Yeah, I know that that's not it, because I know where that that camera is. I was just curious. I mean,
That has nothing to do with this.
okay.
Yeah, please.
So Mary, how many trailers would be down there? Just one?
There's one trailer that we have, and it actually has sheriff on the side of it and would probably be towed by a sheriff's vehicle. It's 8 by 12. It could be there, or that could be located in Perry South, in which case it would be like my van or one of the other guys is in their truck.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mary?
Yeah, I have one.
So-
Mayor. Hi, Mary. Just a question. Why, and just curiosity, but it seems like the marina parking lot's in a hole. Why would that be a place to put a relay station as opposed to like where you are now?
It worked really well. Everybody was able to hear me full quiet up and down the river and all the way to the sheriff's station. So we were just testing various areas, and the way the radio frequencies transmit, it must have just echoed right up the canyon from Perry South. I did, like I say, I did park up on top by the little trailer that Kyle was mentioning, and it did work up there as well. It did not work at the gate at all. I mean, I could talk to the sheriff's station and I could talk to Round Butte, but that was all that could hear me and that I could hear. So it's just that it must go right through the canyon, and it worked very well.
Okay, thanks. Just curious.
And it is,
Steve, you had your hand up. You had a question?
So this is gonna be an ongoing annual thing.
It would be an
Emergency forever.
Yes,
Perfect, perfect. So 6-digit code work for you
Yeah.
that they punch in?
that'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just need a full name of it, and I'll just build it for you.
Okay.
I do have one more question. How many people potentially have that code?
It would likely be a maximum of 5 people, and maybe not even that many to start with. There may only be 3 of us. I mean, I wouldn't use it myself because I would use my own. And if it was, a short time, it might just be me down there but if it was extended, we'd probably do 4-hour shifts and so there would be 2 or 3 other people that would cycle up there with me.
Okay, I'm just concerned about, codes getting passed around and people using the marina for things other than what, the intention is.
Yeah, I think that the group is very serious about what we do and why we're doing it. So, I mean, I understand that there's always that risk, but I would be pretty comfortable that nobody's going to abuse it.
Hey, I believe you. If it's good for you, it's good for me.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
No, Dave Myers is the head. And I can get you all his information, but I am a member of the group.
Okay, but you would be the one responsible.
I would be the one
Yeah,
that sponsored it,
yeah.
yes.
So Tom, we already had an email back and forth while I was on vacation, just before I lost service. So I had a little heads up on this already. I have no problem with it at all.
Okay.
It sounds,
All right, very cool.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Mary.
Thanks, Mary.
So, board members, oh, go ahead.
I don't know what the process is.
I don't either. We're learning as we go.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if we need to call for a vote on this, but maybe we should just for officially, just to make sure it's okay, through the board. So I need somebody to make a motion for the 2 asks for Mary.
I make
So
the
make-
motion,
Please go
I
right
make
ahead.
the motion, to accept, Mary's proposal for the emergency, communications.
Gate code access for 3 to 5 members and overnight down at the lake for staging for in emergency purposes for communication. Either way, I'd roll it. And then we need a second.
I second it, Kyle Thompson.
Dave's got a lot of work to do there.
Tom,
yes,
Kyle. Yes. Steve.
Yes,
Mike.
Yes.
And I'm a yes.
Okay. Approved. Thanks, Mary.
Good job.
Okay, anybody online, Zoom that has a hand raiser for public testimony? Okay, moving on. This next section is our commitments. We're just going to take a couple of minutes max just to go around. We've submitted our consent agendas with what we did the last 6 weeks to now. And that'll be public record, so people can go in there, take a look at that. That gets posted, but I just want to go around the room quick. If anything has changed since when you submitted it until now, if there's anything you want to add, if not, that's cool. But if there is, I'll start us off. I did follow up with Harker Lepore afterwards. We had some discussion conversations trying to figure out what we can do to support the new initiative for HO Start. I needed to get approval for that so that board does have the ability to, so we're good there. Umpqua bank credentials, I went down to the bank and got signed up for that, so we are, so that commitment's been handled. Kyle, anything on the marina preservation?
We have delivered a letter of intent to Mr. Stills. I have confirmed that he has received it. And we're waiting for schedule a follow-up meeting with him. The letter of intent just outlines the basic framework of what we're trying to accomplish, which includes that marina will always be a marina and Three Rivers will always be the customer. And there's a lot of details that still need to be worked out. And stay tuned.
Excellent.
can we have a copy of that?
Sure.
Email it to all board members?
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Yeah, it's just a first blush, so it's just the beginning. It's basic stuff, and that's gonna be a living document.
And with updates.
Yeah.
Sure. Dave, planned vacation. I hope it went well and awesome. Recharge the batteries, so welcome back. And as a side note, Tammy is on a planned vacation camping up on White River, so she is not going to be attending today, but will be at the next meeting, so submit her consent and all's good there. Treasurer, anything additional, Tom, you want to mention?
No, other than, we have an inordinately large number of tardy dues payers this year. And, I mean, pretty substantial. So, Julie is going to send out notifications via email to those people that have not paid their dues. She asked me if I wanted to mail to people, and I said no, because quite frankly, it's too expensive, and grown-ups should know when their bills are due. So folks are going to get another email bill, but there's a bunch of them out there.
Okay. Very cool. Thanks, Tom. Again, gun club report was submitted, but Tammy's on vacation. Mike McAdam, anything additional?
Only thing I didn't write down my consent agenda. I'd like to go over Rule 12. We want to add something to that.
Cool, let's take care of that.
Now,
Under rules and regs, when we get the
Yep.
committee reports, we'll go into a little more detail with
Okay.
that. So, anything else? I think, okay, good. Steve, welcome back.
Thank you.
Anything additional you want to add?
Actually, since I didn't have service and since I was gone, real quick. The security company is already set up for 4th of July, so that's a done deal. 3 p.m. today, 3 RW's meeting to set up positions and volunteers. So the gate, no problems from what I had heard about when I was gone. The library is still in process.
There was one, it was kind of going up slow a little bit, just need a little WD-40 or some silicone, so
Which
Stacy
one?
gave me a heads up, the inbound, so
The inbound?
thought I'd pass that on. Okay, very good, thank you. All right, well, that includes any additional updates from the board. So now we get into the meat, which is the committee report outs. So I've got LCF&R on the top. I did reach out to Jim. The only thing that LCF&R has got, they did, just to let everybody know, they did pass the levy, so that's worth mentioning. So other than that, that's pretty much it. I don't see who's online. I can't see that far, but I don't think Jim's on. I don't think anybody from LCF&R is on, so, okay. Roads. Kevin couldn't be here today, but he had his meeting yesterday, and I'm gonna cover that real quick here. It's a good turnout, good discussion. So I've got his minutes. Basically, the committee members present were Kevin Fitzpatrick, Randy Panic, Ed Beechek, and Mike Fisher. Others in attendance, Steve Grenia, Mike McAdams, and Dave Towery. Approval of the minutes passed. Randy Panic motioned, seconded by Mike. And those minutes and agenda are, I believe, Michelle's going to be posting those, or probably already has. So pretty much on it. So 2025 budget, 22 grand, brush spraying 6,500. And today he spent 5750. So his budget was 65. He spent 5750. Road maintenance, 10,000. He's got 800 to date. Road sites, he still has available 500. Snow and removal maintenance, spent 110. Year to date, it's 1,960, and 5 grand is his budget. 2025 work schedule completed. So pothole repair at Upper Canyon, Rim Drive, Lakeview and Airfield. Proposal was received and discussed. Proposal was for 198,000, basically 199,000 less rock, but in some areas will be deferred until 2026. So the contract is for 188,120. Rock needed for the project was 375 to 450 yards, a 3-corner minus at 20,250. The total cost would be 208,370. We have 169,363 in this year's road assessment budget, so a shortfall of 39 grand. Funds approved to help with the project of road maintenance at 9,200. Legal fund transfer we approved 11,670. Gun clubs coffin in 5,000, and we're going to borrow 5,000 to 15,000 from the volunteer fund as needed to be paid out of next year's budgets. May be able to cut back on the rock and usage and conditions of the base. So that was the work schedule and completion briefing. Old business, the altering of the Rifle Range Road was presented to the board at my set board meeting, and it was decided to move forward, and the work has been completed. So that project is done and finished. CIP, so pothole repair is mentioned above and crack seal funds available. He's got $169,363. New business. Trees in the roadway easements for blind spots was discussed. Ed and Mike took a look at the airfield after the meeting. Ed and I will take it down. Firewise will be contacted to see if there's any help in this matter moving forward. And that's really for other trees that may pop up that we're not aware of. Mike and I went over and took a look at it. It's in common area. There's no other property around it, and it's a blind spot, and it's definitely an issue. So his first opportunity that we're able to do that, we'll just go down, take the skill and fall into the middle of. The easement on Squirrel Drive was discussed. It was an easement between the 4 property owners only. It would have to be surveyed, and dedicated road easement would have to be recorded, allow Three Rivers Road Committee to maintain it. Kevin will follow up with one or more of the 4 property owners. Basically what that is because you don't have 30 feet center line to each side. It's public, it's a private road. We're not responsible for it, but we will definitely take that responsibility on if they all agree to do that. So that's where we're at. So Kevin will keep with that. A complaint was called in to Randy Panic about a houseboat trailer in the road easement, and Randy Panic will reach out to the owner, Carl Johnson, to give him a couple options since the trailer hasn't been moved yet. This is the one up on Airfield, and it's in the common area property. Kevin gave him a 30-day notice to move, and it hasn't moved, so he's going to give him a couple of options to help him get some other things and moving forward with that. So that was discussed. Also discussed, a 3-sided building was discussed to cover for snow plows and possible water take and can stored area. The road committee will present a sketch to the volunteer fundraising committee to see if they are willing to participate in use, and the funding should have some ideas back by the August roads meeting. Motion made, it was adjourned. Randy Panic made the motion, Mike Fisher seconded, and the meeting was concluded at 10:14 a.m. So that's the briefing for roads. Okay, any questions on roads? Nope. Okay, moving on. Boundaries and land use. Randy, I know you're on the call. I don't know if your voice is good enough. I know you're coming down with the summer cold, doggone it, but would you like me to do a recap, or are you able to give us a recap?
I don't know. It depends on how you can hear me. If you can hear me fine, then great. You know, I sound a little weird, but I'd be glad to.
You sound okay. I mean, you
Can
sound
you hear
sick, but yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay, perfect. All right. Meeting called to order by Randy Panic at 10:28 a.m. Present was Jeff Berry, Ed Bichek, Rich and Janice Brambolt, Kevin Fitzpatrick, Longoria. Absent was Tammy Carpenter and Joe Parrott. Housekeeping. Rich Brandvolt moved, Ed Bichek seconded, and the May 17th meeting minutes were approved. Randy thanked Mike Fisher for his participation as he stepped down from the committee. On boundaries, Lake Chinook Fire and Rescue, Three Rivers LA lot line adjustment. Randy updated the committee on the progress of the lot line adjustment for Three Rivers Lot 308 and 309. Joe Parrott has provided all necessary information to the district for the surplus property declaration needed to be completed, the process. On June 17th, Jim from the fire district board member provided an email stating the fire board did discuss the lot line adjustment and policy in June to address the district's ability to move forward. They hope to have an update at the July fire board meeting. Brandy Lane boundary matter update. In June, an in-person meeting was held with 2 property owners, one inside and the other outside the boundaries of Three Rivers. It was confirmed that the current boundary and boundary markers were correct to the legal description. The 2 parties will provide to the committee a written agreement to settle this matter, which will be presented to the board of directors for consideration. Under land use, airport development. In June, a meeting was held with a property owner requesting to expand the northwest tarmac tie-down area with asphalt at no cost to the association. The property owner also stated that he would provide breakaway signage at the west end of the runway to help keep traffic off the runway. There will be a follow-up at the July meeting. Southwest Rifle Range Road extension. The road committee has completed the extension of Southwest Rifle Range Road to the Rabine property. The committee may be responsible for filing an amended map and recording of the road extension with Jefferson County. Under governmental affairs, no report from SMP. Jefferson County CDD Planning and Public Works. Rich Bramble provided an update on changes in Jefferson County Community Development. A new director has been selected and numerous zone changes are coming in the year ahead. Rich is currently the vice chair of the Jefferson County Planning Commission. More details are coming soon. Oregon DEQ wastewater treatment permit termination in the Big Canyon Common Area. Randy and Ed provided an update on the decommission of the wastewater treatment plant. We anticipate this matter resolved in the near future. The last is governing documents. The committee will receive and review draft documents and discuss further changes to the CC&Rs. Once completed, they will be submitted to the board of directors for review and consideration. The committee is also will be doing planned workshops every month going forward on the CC&Rs to get them prepared under the timeline needed by the association. The next meeting is July 26th, 2025, following the Roads Committee meeting at the Event Center. Motion to adjourn the meeting at 11:47 a.m. by Rich Bramble, second by Bob Longoria. Unanimous consent. There you go. I can still talk barely.
Wow, well, thanks for stepping up to the plate on that, Randy. Any questions for Randy?
Yes. Randy, still looking for that rain buying information. Could you send it to all board members, please?
Yeah, I can do that. You want the agreement, correct?
I want, yeah, anything and everything to do with our liability.
Okay,
Well, we,
I'll send it. Should I send it to one person and distribute it from there? Yeah, do you want me just
Yeah,
to
you could do that.
you distribute it out?
Yeah, just send it to me and I'll distribute to all the board members. That's easy enough. Unless Michelle, you want to handle that on the communication side?
Yeah.
Yeah, send it to Michelle instead, and then, because she can handle that probably better than me, so, okay. Very cool. Any other questions for Randy? Thanks. All right, moving on. Volunteer Fundraising Committee.
Yeah, most of this is on my consent agenda, but I'll cover a couple of the highlights. Bingo over Memorial Day weekend was a success. For the first time, we partnered with D&D Marina to help with some additional volunteers. Some of the kids that work at the marina helped us out, and that was made Meg feel a lot more comfortable because we just didn't have a lot of volunteers to help like we have in the past. So D&D Marina is willing to help. They're going to help again 4th of July, and I think that partnership is good. We are staffed for 4th of July. Bingo will happen. Can sort. We had a can sort this last Wednesday. As of the last financials, we've raised almost $6,500 in can sort money. On track to generate our revenue goals is on track. We had when you look at our financials and you look at donations, we have over $8,000 in donations to the Volunteer Fundraising Committee. A large portion of that was from Easter and in the adult auction. So that money has come in and has been deposited into our account. We're fully staffed for Labor Day. That's already underway. Shout out to, I think it was Mike Fisher, who went inside the pump house where we have the solar for the beach Wi-Fi. They went in and framed up a wall that separates the pump from all the electronics in there. So that was completed. And we also are doing some flashing around the rec hall, the bingo hall, rec hall down there. Then we have a volunteer, Dave McIntyre, who's agreed to set that up. About half of that is done. Last time I looked, it may be done now. I'm not quite sure. So, yeah, that's all I have.
Okay. Any questions to Kyle for volunteer fundraising?
Just want to throw one more in there is Chris Hoops spent a lot of time and effort and money on doing that pump down there with all the valves and everything. So shout out to Chris Hoops for doing that.
Absolutely, yep.
Nice.
Michelle, do you have, his, volunteer information for the flyer? Have they given it to you yet? Meg or Kyle, what they want in the flyer?
No. I was gonna get, when we got to communications, I was gonna ask that.
So they're building a flyer, building a flyer for the, 4th of July. You want the activities put in that flyer for volunteer.
Flyer.
Yeah, flyer, circus flyer.
Sure, I thought we were having a
Fire,
fire.
fire,
When I
I,
first heard
I'm like,
That's why my face was like, what are you doing?
so I'm sorry. So what's the question? Is there,
So we put a flyer together for every holiday, big holiday weekend. And I don't have any information about
bingo.
bingo or anything like that.
Okay, what's the deadline? When do you need something by? Or do you need? Okay,
It goes to print Tuesday, so
Okay.
if it's not.
Yeah.
And I would prefer not Monday night.
Okay.
Yeah,
so just
I
like,
mean, it's typically bingo is, food starts at 5 and
All right,
bingo starts
fine.
at 6. So,
Simple and
right.
short.
got
Yeah.
it, got it.
And it can be more. We're gonna still do like we did last time where we have the QR code where there's more information online. Stuff that's going on the flyers.
Right.
super
And that
simple.
request has been made and we haven't followed up?
No, I was gonna make it when we got to communications.
Okay. Okay.
okay. Is that it for volunteer?
Yes,
Thanks. Rules and regulations up.
Okay, I'll just go over what my consent agenda was. We had a complaint on Rule 12. There was no soliciting or materials on TRLA common areas without prior written approval by the board. So there was a fine issued to this landowner and it was $100 and it was unanimous vote. There was a dog complaint that 2 dogs were out on a leash and a written warning was issued to this person, to the landowner. There was another complaint. I went to the county about the complaint on abandoned single wide trailer that is all broken down, and they're supposed to let me know what's gonna happen with that. And then I do want to talk about Rule 12. We want to change something on that. I don't know, Ed, when you want to do that.
No, now's the time. So, yeah, go.
So on Rule 12, if you guys look at the bottom, there's a bullet. And I would like to add, the committee would like to add, including but not limited to political and religious products and service or handouts. And I'd like to get a vote on that, if we can make that change to that Rule 12. There's lots of other things we need to change on here, but this is what we need to do today.
Okay, so the original was no soliciting or distribution of materials is allowed on TRLA common
Right.
areas without prior written approval by the board of directors. You want to add the bullet point, including but not limited to political and religious products, services, or handouts. Is that correct?
You're correct. The
Okay.
reason I want to do that because religion and political stuff doesn't belong in any kind of HOA organization.
Any questions from the board to Mike on this one? Okay,
I do have a question. And I certainly understand the nature of, you know, situation. And it's, you know, it's just, I think it can be a slippery slope if we, unless we're really clear here. So let me ask a question. Does that mean during a political, anytime, but there's certainly during the political season, can people put signs in their yard that who they support or not?
We talked about that, and I think it's probably okay because there is a rule in the county about putting signs out in front of your house, and you're only allowed a certain amount of time, and then you got to take them down. Actually, it's the whole rule for the state of Oregon. So when people put their signs out, they've got to put them back down.
And it's not common area.
And it's
Yeah.
not common area; it's on their property.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at it from all sides. I mean, there
So
certainly lots of folks that are proud of who they support. And
it's a common area.
we're just talking common
Yes.
area.
And does this change for, so there's a question online and then, so 2 questions. First, does this change for, I'll use Easter as a good example. There's a lot of landowners that promote their business while they're down there, have their signs up. Are we saying that's going to end as well? And then the other question is, will Rule 12 be imposed on anyone who's trying to communicate to members about TRLA matters?
The Easter thing is a tricky part. I don't think how Easter is a religion thing, but going out in eggs to me is not, and it's for the kids. The sign things, I don't know, Mary, maybe you can help me with that. Did we talked about the signs?
I mean, again, if you look at the basis of the rule number 12, all we're doing is adding a clarification. Because when you go on and you look at the definition for solicitation and distribution, those are the verbiage that's listed. So we were simply making it clear that we were talking about those things. And again, it's without written approval by the board to sell things. So that's what the rule is about. And so it doesn't say anything about putting up a sign or anything like that. So if you're, correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think the whole basis of that rule is about selling and distribution.
Yes.
Distribution. So
That's what the rule is all about.
either way, I mean, if you're just putting signs up, you're still not giving things away. You're just, if you got a sign on the side of your car or a poster, I don't think it's covered by that rule.
Yeah, if someone puts something on their car, it's okay too.
I was just thinking there's a lot of people that will give out things. There was a couple companies down there last year that gave out cups, mugs with their
Yeah.
names on it or whatever. So
If they're giving it,
when Kyle was talking about the slippery slope, I just think about that.
yeah,
Easter in particular, because there's so many people that are down there in such a small area. But that could also be one of those that you guys are just saying, board is approving that.
Why couldn't we move that to that part of the giveaway stuff to the,
Easter,
to the auction part of it?
yeah.
They want to do that, auction the stuff off. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we weren't talking about the signs, we we're just talking about political and religious stuff.
Correct.
And so if somebody wants to have a sign down there in the Easter, I guess that's okay. I mean, it's just like if someone wanted to rent this event center, and say someone wanted to have a church service, and if they rent this here, you have the choice to come here or not in here.
Yep.
So, and that would be okay, because you're renting it and you're having people come in and they're making the choice to walk in for that service.
Yep.
So,
Okay, so we got two separate issues here, and I want to get to making a motion, somebody making a motion, we'll adopt this change to the rule.
yes.
But to Michelle and also Kyle's slippery slope issue, I have never seen, and I don't know, because who knows, of any prior board approval for all the stuff that happens down there at Easter for everybody displaying their wares and hand out all the support and everything goes really for the kids. We're not asking for any changes to that, right? We're
No.
just going to continue with that as long as it doesn't have any religious or political issues,
And I
correct?
think you could too get out of that by just saying that. And you don't have to say it in the rule, but just you all as a board saying blanketly, Labor Day last year or 2 years ago, maybe that was last year, 2 years ago, they had vendors come in that they not solicited, but asked for if people wanted to come in and sell their things. So they did that for Labor Day. Again, Easter, there's people that hand out things. And I think you could easily say that that was with board approval.
And that says that on rule
Yeah,
12.
which would eliminate that.
Okay,
concern.
okay, so we're all good there. No changes. We like what's going on. We definitely want to promote it. It's just,
Oh, yeah.
it's a great event. We just want to keep politics and religion out of it.
Yes.
Okay, so
Can I
Second
ask a quick question?
Yes,
Have
Tom.
have we ever had an issue with a religious group passing things out? It seems to me that this little add-on is a solution in search of a problem.
I don't think so.
Rajneesh are gone.
We were just taking the clarification that we got when we looked up the definition of solicitation and distribution. So we just took it verbatim. So, the issue in England was political. But the same thing could be true if it was religion, so.
And then we'd be dealing with that again.
So we just wanted to provide clarification for that.
It, yeah, I understand that, but if we haven't had a situation, I understand we've had situations with political things, but I'm not sure I've ever heard or seen a problem about religious items. So just tossing things into the basket to me seems a little much.
Well, I can only, for me, I just Googled, did a little online search and yeah, pretty much the recommendations that I saw coming up when I did my search was keep religion and politics out of pretty much everything you do when it comes to representation of any kind of a board or something to that effect. So,
I also found that in my search too.
Yeah, HOA is,
Yeah.
you have to have that in your HOAs.
I think we're okay with this. I don't think the Hare Krishna or any of the other religious, will come up and set up shop and start going crazy on the beach or anything, so.
Have a gate code to get in.
I'm probably in trouble for making that comment, but I don't think that's an issue, so.
And then there was the question on the chat, will Rule 12 be imposed on anyone who is trying to communicate to members about TRLA matters? And then there's two other things in the chat that I didn't notice in time, but I think this is just maybe a clarification on, I think the concern is probably, I don't know. It was Randy Geisler, so will it be imposed on anyone who is trying to communicate to members about TRLA matters? Is that maybe, I'll use us as an example. We do a big poker run. We're doing it again this year, and we will solicit, we'll distribute flyers around for the poker run. Does that count? We're not soliciting our business, we're doing it.
Oh, that's volunteer and that's donation.
Yeah.
I raise money. That's different.
Yeah, all right, man, appreciate the question, so. You said there was others as well?
Yeah, we can finish this one up and then just.
Okay, all right,
Go back to this.
follow your lead.
I did want to make
Okay.
one other quick comment, and it's more related to some of the actions we took last month, but according to the bylaws, anytime there's a rule change, we need to notify all the membership, and they can't take effect for 30 days. I don't necessarily know what that notification requires on the previous thing we had to mail. But I think you should touch base and take a look at that to make sure that we comply with our internal rules.
Where did you find that in the bylaws, Tom? Tom, you there? Is it me? Is it us or him?
They show them. You know it, or,
I'm looking at anything having to do with communication inside our bylaws here.
wait, oh,
There's a question for you on where do you see those in the bylaws? You're on mute.
I'm trying to come off mute. 12.1. Is more specific to, what we talked about last month about blowing donuts and racing on the airport, but this may be part of it too, and we could combine them all if necessary.
So rule 12.1, the Rules and Regulations Committee has the authority to impose fines and with board approval can adopt a fine schedule. No fine shall be imposed without first providing a written notice to the owner describing the violation and an opportunity to be heard. A copy of any amendment or resolution regarding the schedule of fines must be delivered to each member, mail to the mailing address of each member, or mail to the mailing address designated in writing by the owner.
That's referring to fines only.
I know, but
Yeah.
we voted in fines last month, and if we're gonna have rules, then we're not gonna allow political postings or religious things. How are we gonna back that up if there's not a fine?
Fine doesn't change from what I understand. The rule 12 is still,
fine
we're
doesn't
just adding to it. The fine doesn't change at all for 12.
Just a clarification, I bet.
Yeah,
of it.
it has nothing to do with the changing of a fine.
Are we, so there is a fine for distributing political information and or religious information currently?
The answer would be yes, Mike.
The answer would be yes.
Okay, and,
So, yeah,
okay, so, and we adopted, I thought we adopted more increased fines for nefarious behavior on, on the quads, on gravel and racing on the runway. Have we notified the public about that?
We didn't raise
I
it.
don't think so. I mean, but everybody gets these rules and the rules out.
Did we raise fines at all for
I don't think we did.
I don't remember raising any fines, Tom.
I thought we proposed a $500 fine last month for people, unauthorized people on the airport. I mean, it was discussed. I don't know if, I thought we voted it in.
So Tom, we can fine people on the airport the $500. And it's written right on there. Usually the first offenses are written warning, second's 100. And third is 250 and the fourth is 500.
That's the existing fines.
That's the existing fines right now.
yeah, the fine schedule that I have is, 100, 250, and 500 for warning. And the board of directors may administer discretionary action as warranted by the seriousness of the violation. So, and that it was like 3 or 4 years ago, it was, I just know from memory that it was adopted that the Rules and Regs Committee has the ability to go to immediate fine without having to go to the board of directors for that. They just handle it within the committee and then inform the board of directors. So that's the only other change we had, and that was like at least 3 or 4 years ago. That's it.
So Tom, on rule number 3, there's a thing about failure to yield to emergency vehicles. That is an automatic $400 fine.
So do we need to
Yeah,
motion to include leaving politics and religion out of Three Rivers? Is that next step?
yeah, so we're concluded with the discussion, correct? Tom, you got any other comments on that? Otherwise, we're gonna move on for a vote, motion for a vote. Anything else, Tom? Is he muted? We muted? All right. At this point, I just say, let's, make a motion for, Mike, go ahead and make a motion for what you want to do.
I'd like to make a motion to including political and religious products on rule 12.
Do we have a second?
I second it. Steve Grenier.
Kyle? Yes. Tom? Mike?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Tom, you still there? Car 54, where are you? All you
He's muted.
baby boomers.
Sorry, I was looking at the bylaws. My vote's no.
Okay. Motion passed by majority? Correct. Okay. All right, anything?
Back to the questions that were on.
Yes, please.
So the first one was around the roads budget. And the question was, does roads budget include construction of access to private residential property? Is there a contract for the donated property that the HOA agreed to accept in exchange for private road access? Is the contract available to the community to view?
Yes, as a matter of fact, that's the contract that Steve was asking, all the documentation for that. We'll make that published. That's perfectly acceptable. It should be done every time on every, so yes.
So if you include me on that, then I.
Yeah, I'll ask, well, once we get it from, yeah, Randy and Kevin, we can definitely post it, so.
And then the other was about the CCNRs, and I think the Randys have talked about it already in chat, but don't know if this is the right time to ask, but with respect to CCNRs, will one or more comment periods be provided to members on CCNR drafts? Will comments on previous CCR proposals be considered and addressed, and will comments be made to the public on the TRLA website for review by the members? And will permanent record be made of all comments on CCNR proposals? And Randy Panic said the simple answer is yes, that Joe and himself are the leads. And then Randy Geisler just wanted to add it in that he believes that curtailing communications of members concerning TRLA matters may well have a legal problem.
Okay, so we've answered his concerns, we've answered them, so, all right. Randy Panic, are you still on the call?
I am.
Got any comments on that?
Yeah, I guess my only response back to Randy Geisler is all of the meetings, all the workshops are all open to the membership.
They're all what?
All the meetings and work
Open?
are open to the membership to participate,
Okay.
and provide comment. Absolutely. So I hope that answers it for, I mean, I don't see it as being an issue. And yes, to the other question is that, yes, in the meetings, we will have public meetings for all the memberships to participate in the, in the CCNR revisions before and after they go to the board for review.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, moving on, Firewise is up next. Do you have anything on that, Steve? Have you and Stephanie been working on that, or Firewise? Janet. Let me take a look, see if I got anything from Firewise from her. No, I don't see anything. No, all right.
Suggested on Firewise, when I didn't know who it was to work with the roads, because there is a complaint about the tree trimming, tree issue that we talked about yet.
Now we've covered that. All right, moving on. Architectural. I did talk to Tammy briefly, and no packages have been submitted, so there's nothing regarding that. So, and then her consent agenda has been approved. So next is going to be the office. Anything new? Anything worth
Nothing new at the office.
yeah. Is there a change in the hours of operation or anything? That's already done, right? That's already handled. Okay. Communications.
The big thing is that got a big weekend coming up, and we need to make sure that if there's we're slowly changing the way we don't do 12-page flyers anymore with information that's the same, like slow down and don't put garbage in the pop can bins and we're making it more kind of streamlined down to the point of what's actually going on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you have any activities, normally I'll reach out to John Gottbright because I don't see that he's on the call today. Normally he gives me a list of activities that's going on and I haven't received that yet. So, but we need it like today would be fantastic if we could get it Monday at the latest. It goes to print Tuesday. So if you miss the Tuesday vote, you missed Tuesday. They won't be on. We will have just like last time, we have a QR code that you can get more details of information. So there was a couple people that asked about garage sales as an example. We will not hand a flyer out that has garage sale addresses on it. There will always be the opportunity for somebody to go in the front office and add their garage sale, but it will also be on that QR code that they can access, as well as any other big details that need to be on there. So that is, oh, then I think the other thing is what we meant the other night about online voting. And I think we have to really start talking about the messaging and getting that out and what will that look like and how can we do that to get more people present and voting versus just the ones that choose to show up, which aren't necessarily the ones that are using their phone all the time. That's it.
So Michelle, I have a question. Are you guys gonna put anything on there about no off-roading or anything like that? Or is that something that,
I can, I mean, I think there's a difference. When we start, I know that everybody thinks that everybody that's gonna come through the gate is gonna get a flyer and they're gonna read it.
yeah,
What we know from history is that doesn't happen. And you're not there for every single person that comes through the gate. So I think things like no off-road riding, no fires, those kind of things could go on that big reader board up front so that when people are coming
so
in,
too.
it's faster information, that they're just seeing as they're sitting there, waiting to come in. I also think that we should be moving that orange board to where it's out a little bit more, where people, as they're waiting in line or as they're coming around to not just, I mean, when they get up to the podium, they're paying attention to one thing. Once that gate pops open, they're out. I mean, like, that's it. That's our moment in time to catch them.
I think it should be further down the road so you can at least see it
Right.
easier.
Whether it's at the top of Lakeview or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you guys responsible for that board? Okay,
the offices.
have at it. Yeah, department, so it's perfect. Oh, I mean, for me, yeah, whatever works is great. It's like,
I've just a quick question. Is the communications team responsible for generating QR codes in general? Like I got a question on, hey, we'd like a QR code for something on Labor Day games. It's, and there's QR codes to help for donations or QR codes for this or that. Who creates QR codes?
Me,
Okay.
the thing behind the QR code just doesn't poof and go somewhere. So you have to, like, if they want one specific for Labor Day, it has to be able to point to somewhere.
Okay,
So that somewhere really does need to live on that HOA start.
so we need to define what content we want people to see. The
Where
QR
people
code
want to.
points you to a location. Got it. Thank you.
any other questions for communications? Okay, moving on, 3R watch. Stephanie's not here, but I did get a text from her. She just wanted to remind everybody that in this building, there will be a 3 o'clock meeting of the 3R watch to prep for the 4th of July weekend. So Steve, is there anything you want to ask security wise? Normally you
Nope.
guys shake hands together,
Yep.
so
That's today.
Yeah.
that's today, 3 o'clock, yeah.
And it is to basically let the volunteers choose where they want to be for the weekend.
How's the security for that?
All set.
Okay, very cool. And are they gonna attend this briefing or are they gonna talk about it?
No, they will show up Thursday 6 p.m.
Thursday, 6 p.m. for a briefing before their
Right,
shifts?
right there, yep.
Okay, good. How many people we're gonna have? Is it
Same guy,
Same
same
guy,
group,
same
same
team?
group, same team, same hour.
And will they use this building as home base and need a gate code or
And I
Good.
contacted Meg and she was all okay with it and
good?
Oh,
set
good,
up the
thanks.
days. So, yeah, they need the security because they gotta take their guns off when they.
Right.
Hey, Steve, do we have payment scheduled for security? I haven't seen it, but I've been on vacation.
The down payment has been made by Fieldstone for both this holiday and the Labor Day holiday. So we'll have to finish the second payment for it after, probably be due the day after the holiday.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah,
But yeah, our contracts have been satisfied.
very good.
Any other questions regarding Thor Watch or security? As we move on to the last, which is airport.
Yeah, airport, Randy and I met with Kevin Spencer, it's been a couple of weeks ago. He wants to at the northwest end, I believe, Randy, that's the area he wants to build, widen that out so he can put some more planes so they can be tied down. There's only 2 tie downs now. He would like to add 3 tie downs, and Kevin's gonna donate that to Three Rivers doing that. And I don't know, Randy, I haven't seen any plot plan yet. I don't know if you got one or not.
I haven't
So-
received anything either.
Okay. So,
It might be good if you don't mind me suggesting, I know Kevin's got a big, asphalt overlay project going on in his, new annexed properties. So I
Yes.
wonder if he's tying into the same
I think
time.
he is.
Okay. So as a suggestion here, should we approve that? Is that what we're asking for us to approve that, improvement to the asphalt on that end of the
I
runway?
think when we get the plot plan, if I'm thinking right, Randy, is, I think that's when we need to approve it, so everybody can
Okay.
see where it's at.
Okay,
Yeah, the board has to
Okay.
approve change to common area, so.
right, okay,
Without a plan, I can't show you. so.
okay, perfect. All right, we'll do that, at that time. I know that the tarmac up there was, well, it was donated by another, individual as well, so it's not, you know, there's a little bit of preference there, so we always appreciate that. Okay. Anything else for airport?
Nope.
All right, well, that concludes the committee reports. Next, we're going into old business. I just want to talk a little bit about the location of the annual meeting, just to make sure everybody is fully aware of what we're going to be doing. Kyle and I met with, down and Meg down at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds, took a look at the new this year upcoming venue on the location, as a request from the members by popular kind of vote at the last annual meeting. It wasn't even a vote, it was just an ask. What do you guys think about having the annual meeting over in Madras area on this side of the mountain range instead of on the west side, you know, at the Milwaukee Elks? And so we reached out and we have a contract working with them and we're sorting out the details for the meeting, and the location's really good. I mean, it's a nice area, coffered ceilings, quiet. It'll definitely suit our needs. Up to 300 people have seating, and it's definitely a very affordable option. Plus, there's a lot of other side benefits for that location. The fairgrounds has hookups for those that want to come in and use want a trailer, so it's like an RV park setup. We'll have preferred rates, discounted rates at the local, there's 2 local, I can't remember the names of them, hotels there. Should just come in the address.
There's a bunkhouse.
Bunkhouse and the other one right next to it.
Yeah.
So there'll be some options for those that want to come in. So anyways, that's where we're moving. We're also going to change the date. Go ahead, Sheila. You had a question? The date change is going to be March 15th and 14th instead of the 15th. It'll be on a Saturday instead of a Sunday. That way, yeah, it'll be a little better setup to have it on a Saturday. And the fairgrounds, just as a side note, and Kyle was checking into this too, there's, when we were doing the walk around, there's gonna be an event taking place for a celebration for St. Patty's Day. So after we get done with our meeting, you know, for those that wish to participate, it'll be available that weekend too. So it'll be kind of fun doing it in a different fashion. And as Michelle was mentioning, the big thing is going to be using the online HOA start option for online voting. So she's taken on the responsibility for, getting that where it's going to be totally usable. So we'll have a broader reach for that for everyone to to be able to vote online for those that can't make it. So we can increase our numbers of participating members on these critical matters. So the one thing I would like to talk about on this amongst the board members is that we were going to, instead of on our 4 primary goals for this year, we want to do them all at the annual meeting, same time as a carryover after the going through the HOA start program for online voting. In other words, roads we were looking at maybe doing an online voting in November, and we decided, some of us have talked about it, and we need to decide that we'd like to do all of that at the same time, not have a separation, but just do everything at the annual meeting during the month of March. So I just want to throw that on the table. How do you, any of the board members who weren't part of that previous discussion on that, anybody, how do you all feel about that? So instead of having an assessment vote in November, we'll do all 4 of them during the March period, February-March period at the annual meeting time. How do you all feel about that?
I think it's okay.
Kyle?
Yeah, I think it's okay. I do think that being able to pay at different times might be helpful as we're asking people to spend more money. I think it might be something of going towards a monthly, it's $50 a month or it's $100 a month or whatever the number is. Allowing people to pay that way might be helpful for some. Writing smaller checks is always easier than writing big checks. And I'm just, I want to make sure that, and we've never talked about that. We've always just had you write one check, and maybe it would be easier for the landowners to agree to something if it was, 50 or $100 a month or whatever that number is. I know that's a separate topic. I'm sensitive to people, we're asking for people to spend a lot more money than we have in the past. And want to make sure that we make it easy for people to do that.
Just a quick comment that would.
Oh, go ahead, Tom.
I'm just thinking we are on a cash accounting system. We're not accrual based. And that may present a big challenge for how we interface with Fieldstone. But I agree with you. I don't know why we're on cash accounting.
Yeah, well, that's a bigger topic for another day, but are you okay with us having the ask for those assessments at the same time during the month of March?
Yeah,
instead of having roads on a separate setup, just combine it.
I think, I mean, obviously I'm going to vote with the board, but I think that when you throw, as difficult as it's been to get any kind of funding to support our community, when you throw when you throw a big number at them, I'm just concerned that might be problematic.
Okay. So are you okay with that? Bundling everything at the same time in the month of March?
Yes, I am. I'm not sure.
Reservations. Okay.
I have
I
reservations.
agree. I agree with you, Tom. It's, the big ask, but to split it off and to have it, we started out with the November thing, and granted, we could probably move that to a different month, but I think going after a ask for a solid chunk of money at November, right when the holidays are going to come, are going to be a tough pull for some people also. I don't know if there's just an easy way about it. I understand the road part of it. If you had the money earlier, it makes it a heck of a lot easier for the roads to do their planning and stuff as far as getting equipment and and, the product in here to put on the ground, but, till something comes up more solid, I think I'd go with the, two assessments at the same time at the annual meeting.
And no, I get it. I understand there's pluses and minuses to both. I'm okay with doing it in one shot. I'm just a little worried.
So here's how it'd have to work, because I see both sides. So here's how it'd have to work. And so our dues are after the meeting, March, are payable May 1st, correct?
It would be that, yes, May 31st, yes, May 31st.
May 31st.
That's the.
It's actually 60 days after, or almost a 60-day lapse, okay. We'd have to get the roads assessment built and due at least by October 1st, so I doubt that we have the ability. Maybe, or I shouldn't say that. I wouldn't want to make a payment at close to Christmas. So if I were to have to make a road payment just personally, I'd want to.
If we did it.
For I would want to have it due October if we were going to build something, so.
Sure, if the original, just for clarification on that was, to get the, online ask and voting in November. And then it would be I believe it's January 31st would then be the, assessment, the same as it was on the 5-year. So,
Due date would
The
be.
assessment due
January.
date would be the 31st of January.
yeah, that if it was separated.
So then 4 months later, we have to pay the annual dues.
That's correct. It would have been when Kevin got the approval and did a nice job back then, for the 5-year assessment, there was 2 payments. One you make in like February or January, and then the other would be the dues, and the 350 and the 50 for the marina would fall into May 31st. So it was separated it up a little bit.
So it depend on if people had money in January.
Well, I mean, this is why there's 2 things here. One is, when do we go ask for the money? We're asking for 2 things. We're asking for an increase in dues, and we're asking for roads. Whether we vote on that at the same time or not, it was the question. And I think, yes, let's vote on it at the same time. The second part of that is when things get paid. And I know it's problematic that we're on we're not on a accrual basis, we're on a cash system, that way our accounting is. I think we should take a serious look about just what it would take to just, go to a monthly, it's X amount of dollars a month, and, and people just know that we pay right directly to their account, was pulled out every single month if they elect to do automatic bill pay. And I know that's a separate topic, but I think it's relevant on how people think about, when they're writing a check. Writing a $1,200 check is not fun. $100 a month, people go, okay, that seems reasonable. And I know it's difficult. We might have to change the way we, our accounting processes, but I think it's relevant to this conversation. And I think it's, we're getting to a point where I think it needs to be part of the conversation.
I think you're right. Why don't we leave it up to the public to decide that when we do the ask in the first place? Why don't we
Yeah.
do the ask and say, just like we did with moving the meeting, do the ask, just it's a question. Do you want a monthly payment? You want to pay in, you
Have the choice.
make monthly payments. You can pay in full in one time if you want to.
And maybe there's a discount for that. Maybe, or
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with what he's saying.
Yeah, so am I. So I'll put that down as future business. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with Kyle.
So, I think we're all in agreement that we're gonna do it at the same time. That way we can also, in the pro column, that it would be a time for us, if anybody was on the fence, to do some one-on-one explaining and, besides just what they get in, the online app. So,
There's
Yeah, go ahead.
statement from Randy Geisler. I would ask the board to please consider making as many separate proposals as possible for dues increases, to give members the options of agreeing to dues increases for one purpose and not another, meaning that the members are not required to vote on all or nothing proposals. This would allow the board to obtain more funds, even if the board doesn't acquire approval of increases for every purpose proposed by the board.
Itemize each increase.
Yep.
I'm gonna put down, this will be a future discussion at another board meeting, because we need to spend some. All right, very good. All right, anything else on that? I'm good with that. All right, new business, we talked a little bit about it, the HOA start online voting option. We touched on it quite a bit. Is there anything you want to add to that, Michelle?
No, just that right now, any information that we give out is just to prepare people to be thinking about it. And so a lot of conversations to be had on the who's, the what's, the how's. HOA start system does online voting. It does it, we can break it down into by household, we can break it down by landowner, we can break it down by lots of different ways. So it's just a matter of those conversations will continue. And if we're gonna not vote till March, we have a little bit longer now to think about it, but getting the system completely tight and ready to go for the vote. And we've tested it a couple different times. There's also options to do surveys. So what you guys are talking about the, do you want to have multiple or can you pay in multiple months, or you can actually do that on a survey. I think what the really cool thing about the surveys through the system is when you do activate a survey, you do it through 3R Rec, or you can do it through the app, and it gives you the result immediately. So it's very open and transparent. So members that voted get to see exactly what the voting looks like at the time. It doesn't do that for online voting. So when we vote for other issues that we're actually bringing for a formal vote, that does not get broadcasted out at time of vote for various reasons, but it does get broadcasted to the board of directors,
Okay.
the vote statuses.
How often are you guys planning on meeting in the communications team for all this to get all this stuff set up?
So the big lift right now is the office, making sure that people we're really tight in HOA start for member addresses and phone numbers and everything. But in order to launch online voting, we have to go in and qualify or tell HOA start what each person is on a piece of property. So using myself as an example, Mike and I both have access separately to HOA start. One of us is going to have to be the landowner and another person is going to be an associated person. So the landowner will be the one that gets the voting right. The associated person doesn't. So if you're husband and wife, you better start talking to each other because they're going to need to know. But it also, that goes back to that question that was brought up at the last landowners meeting about, so who actually does get to vote? Is it per property or is it per deeded, dues payer? What does that look like? This will help eliminate a lot of that.
Okay, and you're moving forward with that, correct?
Yeah, the office is already starting to work.
Awesome, okay, very cool.
So in answer to that, I would say nothing for July. We probably won't meet to allow them to do some work on it so that we can actually kind of fully play with it more in August.
All right.
Then we'll be ready for another newsletter too about that.
We'll get the monthly briefings and so on and so forth. Dave, you're okay? Oh,
Yep.
All right, awesome. Okay, next. You had a request to update all the chair people, committees and all that stuff. Did you get enough stuff from everybody or do you still need some?
I don't have who's on volunteers and I don't know how that actually works because, we don't need a list of everybody that volunteers, right?
Right, so Meg's the chair,
Right.
and,
So like I know that, once upon a time that like Connie Hines was responsible for the life jacket station. And so does that make her a committee member for you guys?
it's a little loosey-goosey. I tried to, when I first came in on the communication or on the volunteer side, I tried to put together, some structure, around the big ticket items. Kansas or Steve Doan, is leading that. I think for this, I think Meg as the chair and then, it's kind of a moving target depending on, what we're trying to accomplish at a particular time. We have lots of volunteers and it would almost be disrespectful for us to just, list 5 people that are kind of heads, because we have so many people that are responsible for so many different things. I would just keep Meg as the chairman, and we need to put some better structure into looking at ways to do that.
So like the 3-hour watch, I mean, we know Steph leads that, but who else is technically on the committee? I know that one's kind of hard too, because it's people that are kind of show up, but is there an actual committee? The airport, I know that you're working, that kind of is a new work in progress, but if we
Yep.
can get a full list of that.
Okay.
Tammy provided me one for architectural. Big Bang County.
So Jason,
Jordan.
Jordan, okay, you've got him down as airport manager.
Yeah. Oh, she does. I need to send that to you then.
Yeah, is there any, so the only people that I have for the airport right now, hold on, it's taking a second.
I got Jordan Englert.
So is Joe Parrott still on there?
As far as I know, I don't think so.
That was easy. And then, Ed, do you still sit as a member there?
Oh, for Mike's committee?
Yeah.
The airport committee?
Airport.
If he wants me to.
If you want to.
Yeah, you can.
If you want to, I mean,
If you like, it would just be more of an information only,
Yeah.
so I know what's going on kind of thing. So I would like to, if that's.
Okay, so we've
fine.
got Jordan,
I'm-
Ed, and Mike, right?
yes.
Boundaries and land use, there was a change. Mike Fisher is, not going to be, a committee member of that. For reasons, he's putting his effort into another committee, so.
So then, so we don't even have boundaries and land use on, because on our website, I think did you send me an email with that? I think you did.
Yeah, so it's Randy and, Parrot, Randy, Panic and Joe Parrott. And boundaries and land use is a standing committee, so that's one of our 5 standing committees, so.
That was it.
And 3RW is Stephanie as chair, have the same situations Kyle mentioned. We have scattered, we have lots of people, but they're scattered and they do this but
Right.
yeah. Thank them all for everything they do at a time.
I'll send you Jordan's last name. How do you spell it?
Got it.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Unprecedented. We are ahead of schedule. So, any other, anything else on the new business side wise? I'm gonna move on to the next section. Okay. That concludes our main, discussion points for the the June board meeting. So we are looking pretty good. So right now, this is the time when we would do shout outs for those folks that really did a lot of work and need to be recognized. So I'd just like to go around and please.
I'd like to shout out to Michelle. She does a lot of stuff that I think a lot of people don't know in the background. So I think she does a great job.
You do a good job.
Thank you.
I'd like to shout out to Mike McAdams and team on everybody that made this room a venue that we could hold a meeting like this. I think it's great. I hope everybody online could hear us okay, but before the acoustics were so poor in here, it didn't work. But love to get some feedback on whether or not attending remotely on these meetings, if this is good. We tried to have the speakers in the right place. We're trying to do all the technology stuff to make this happen so people could be involved, but there's a lot of work that went into making this room an acceptable venue. So thanks, Mike, team.
Welcome.
Yeah.
And thanks, you need to thank Maylette too.
And I know, yeah, that's the thing. You start forgetting when, yeah.
And Randy, both the Randys, Geisler and Panic, say it sounds awesome on their end. And they're great.
That's good news.
Good news.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
No, that's awesome.
Thank you, Tom.
My shout out is to the 3RW group, all the volunteers, for these holidays, these big holidays. It takes the, thank you, communications department, the whole department, put all this together, 3RW, everything, everybody that volunteers to get all the games and activities that are going through with the event center and such. It wouldn't happen without all those people. We would be sitting here with 4th of July going, what do we do now? Great, thank you all. Here.
Very cool. Tom, you got anybody you want to shout out to?
I want to thank everybody that voted for the fire department assessment in our community. I was one of them. I think it's huge. I want to also thank Ed for staying in touch with me while I was on vacation last week and on the East Coast.
I just have one shout out just for the person here in the room, old Steve Doan, the ground game, the guy that always takes the stuff down and does a lot of work with the can recycling and stuff, taking that down and going through all that stuff. So Steve, awesome. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Steve.
Absolutely.
Any other shout outs?
I'll throw one to the office, employees for, putting up with some of the, tough customers coming in here that are on the belligerent side that shouldn't be showing up when the condition that they are to request cards or access to the gate. So shout out to the girls for holding their composure and making that office still run clean.
Good job. Awesome. I know the office has never looked as good as it was in the past. It just looks great. It's kind of, my front living room into Three Rivers, so awesome. Any other comments or shout outs? Sweet. Hey, last section before we go, commitments, just one. I just need a commitment from each of the board members. It was part of my tasks when I first got on this job. And so, Kyle, Vice President, your commitment between now and our next meeting.
Yeah, well, I will make sure that I get out the letter of intent, the building blocks of what we're trying to build this marina. I'll give that out to, make sure I get that out to all board members. And then having a follow-up discussion with Mr. Stills in the next 30 days. I believe will happen.
Fresh, Tom.
I'm going to commit to trying to researching what it will take for us to move from a cash accounting to an accrual accounting system, because it became clear to me on day one that's where we should be. And I agree with Kyle and everybody else. If we want to ever move to the ability to have people pay on a monthly basis, and we kind of have a little bit of that now too with some folks that get in arrears. We really need to move to accrual accounting. That might take a vote of the membership. I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
Okay. Secretary Dave.
Just continue with the office with the movement towards the voting on HOA start.
Okay. And Director 5, who is Director 6, Mike.
Yeah, I think my goals are to, on the previous years, to find out who's paid their fines and if they've been paid. We need to look into that.
History.
Yeah.
Okay. And Steve.
4th of July commitment, along with adding, Mike and Dave, we're gonna put up no off-roading, so.
Yeah.
This big event.
Season. Season.
For the season, yes, for the season.
Okay, and then for mine, I'm just gonna work with everybody's committees, you know, and touch base with everybody, for the whole month of July. Jefferson County Fairgrounds, I'm gonna be following up with that, and then, want to follow with the, John Gottfried and what they're doing for the sign, Google, the gate, and so on. So, they've taken the gate down, and now it's just relocating. When the fire season hits, and we have to close the range down. Yeah, go here for the new annexed area. You'll still be able to get to it during fire. We'll follow up with that, John. All right, those are our commitments. Next meeting, it will be Sunday, July 27th, 9 AM here at the event center and Zoom. And what I need is a motion for us to conclude this portion of the meeting. And then we're going to move into executive session because we have it's a legal matter with one of our folks that are behind in their dues and so on and so forth. So it's really a collection issue discussion and some other legal stuff and you get updated on. So with that, I need a motion to move into executive session.
Before you move, real quick, I'm sorry.
Yeah, please. I'm learning, so we're all.
No. Just two things. The Rabine agreement, Randy sent to me and it's posted. I also sent to all of you.
Okay.
And then, Mary gave me the updated rules document and we got that out and posted. So that's done.
Okay.
Thank
Done.
you, Mary.
Awesome.
Just
All
to
right.
clarify, go ahead,
Yeah,
Mary.
So I have a quick question. Are we going to leave the projector and screen here?
I would think that would make sense unless there's a reason what we don't.
And if it's not out here, would it be in this room back here?
I think that'd be a good place to put it.
Okay, I just.
Because we'll move our meetings down here then. Perfect.
Okay.
So I make a motion that we move into executive
Move
session.
into executive session.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just
'cause-
wanted to clarify that date. We're going back to the third Sunday of the month.
Yes, and I can't remember.
20th is the 3rd of July, third Sunday.
We moved it to the 27th
Okay,
because we had a bunch of conflict.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
All right, that was it. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I
That's why we
second
put
the
it-
motion.
Second it.
Okay.
Okay, well, thanks all. We're gonna move into executive session. We'll come back out of executive session if there are any action items, so we can get those on the record. But
So do we shut the Zoom down now or keep it?
Can't, or you're gonna lose Tom. So,
Okay.
so let's mute for a minute so they don't have to hear us moving around.